Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, and last night came home from work, and I did a bunch of work on the gauge install. So this is like an update video. I didn't film much last night. I was watching TV while I was working, so it was kind of a productive night, but not really a productive night. But I'm gonna show you what I've done. I'm pretty sure I did some videos that will be before this, in this video clip, that of prepping the A-pillar and prepping the gauges into the gauge pod.
Cabela's for pre-Black Friday hot buys.
Okay, so we're
Rock Creek shirts for $13.
installing the gauge pod. Well, at least kind of getting it mocked up in the truck. I still got to get one more gauge. So what I did is I just took the pillar piece right out. And if you don't have an airbag there, this is kind of easy to do. What I do is I make a mark where I want this to go, which is right here. I put a little Sharpie mark, so that's going to go right there. And then I make 3 marks in the majority section of this. And then I take a hole saw, and I put 3 holes in it with a hole saw. You got to pay attention to make sure that you don't hit your anchor points, though. So you have anchor point here, anchor point here, anchor point here, and then this is your anchor point down here that goes to the dash. So now, when you put that on your mark, get on my mark there, and you look in here, and now you have plenty of room for all your wires and everything to go down the pillar. If you just drill a little, let me see if you can see what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? If you just drill little tiny holes, you don't have enough. You won't have enough room. It'll just give you an ass ache the entire time. Right now, I can pull my wires up. I can get them all up, hanging out of here. Get everything mocked up there, and then mount all my gauges, connect everything, and then pull them back through, and then zip tie them or whatever. So that's the second step. First step is to remove it and mark it, or mark it and remove it. Second step, put it up here, put your hole saws in. Then third step is going to be drill and make your how you're gonna attach it. I think I'm gonna use self tappers because I don't care. So or maybe I could use a rivet or something. I'd rather use self tappers so I can take them out and take the gauges out if need be. I'm gonna pause you for a moment. I bought, so I'm gonna show you. Let me walk this way so I can show you the gauge install. Sorry, let me get the door open. Okay, I'm going to spin you around here. Here are the 3 gauges that are installed. Oil, boost, wideband. I took this A-pillar out. Let me get this back. I took this A-pillar right out and hole sawed some holes behind them so I can get all the wires and lines, because there's a vacuum line that goes to the boost gauge, and there is this is a mechanical oil pressure gauge, so there's a line that goes up to here too. It's kind of nice here because you got a straight, when you take this A-pillar trim out, that there's a straight shot right down here. It's like I could reach my hand up under the dash and get it all the way up to here. So it was fairly easy to get wires up and down to the pillar from here down to here. It was simple. And then there's an existing hole, grommeted hole here for harness that I put in for harnesses and stuff for all my wiring from the ECU into the truck for like a torque converter lockup to go to the brake switch and all that still needs to be wired, but it's just laying in here. But that's after I get it on the ground so I can scooch the truck over to the right a little bit more so I can get this door all the way open so I can wire that stuff in. But that's probably by the weekend I should be able to do that. But I want to show you, let me spin you around here. I want to show you where the wires come through, which you should be able to see pretty well. Well, here's the oil pressure line. Get this out of the way. There's an oil pressure line right here that comes up. And then the other harnesses are over here. They're all loomed and pulled through. And they come up to here, where this is the lights and stuff for the gauges. And this is the for the wideband gauge, power ground for the wideband gauge. And then you have analog outputs and inputs, and for data logging and stuff, which I will be tying into HP tuners via the AC pressure sensor switch. So you don't really need to buy, like here's the AC pressure sensor harness. You don't really need to buy the Pro version of HP tuners. You can get the standard and use either the EGR circuit through the ECM. You can use the AC pressure sensor switch, which I'm going to use, that goes to the ECM. Or there's one more that a lot of people forget about, is your fuel tank pressure sensor, which is, that harness goes to the back too. That's back there. Well, actually this stock truck one goes back there, but that's in here too. You can use that. And then there's a bunch, I shouldn't say a little bit of math. There's a bunch of math that you got to do in HP tuners to get it to work. But there's a few videos that are online. So that are on YouTube. When I do it, I will link those in the description. So whoever has the standard version that doesn't, you save $100 basically. And if you're going to be installing it permanently into a truck, like I did, it's stupid to buy the Pro version just to an extra $100 or $150 for the Pro version when you can use the standard and just go in get the data through one of those other sensors, and it's just a little bit of math. But yeah, so we got oil pressure there. Our boost is right here, which I will be doing another video on using these on your truck intake with a tap. These are very robust. They're thick. I'm gonna get a side view of them. If you see how thick this is, you would think that was just like a cap that put on there, but no, they're that thick. So they're very robust. They won't break, So what you do, the way I do it, is if you look, you have a plus sign on the front of it. See? So you grind that smooth. When you do, don't go all the way smooth. You can go all the way smooth, but it'll leave that impression. You'll see it, and that'll give you dead center. So you take your unibit or drill bit or whatever size drill you're going to use before you tap it, and you drill, put a little grease on a drill bit and go drill it, pull it out, clean the grease out, run your tap down it with a little bit of grease on your tap, clean that out, and then a little bit of sealant, thread sealant or RTV, whatever you want. I use thread sealant, and thread in your fitting, and you're done. What turned me on to these things, I was just going to do like everybody does and just drills right into the intake. What made me wonder about those is this one right here, because that is a vacuum line for my map sensor, but that's a vacuum line. So if it's got a nipple hanging off the side of it, it's got to be pretty damn strong. There's another one on the other side that you break off. It's got a nipple there already, and you break it off, and it's a vacuum port. It's got to be robust enough to be able to drill and tap. So I had an old one that was busted on the back. The intake was broken, and the vehicle was in an accident. And I just did a test one. I drilled it, and I'm like, holy crap, that's like 1/4 inch thick. Yeah, because it steps, it goes in a little bit into this cap goes into the intake a little bit. So, anyways, so tonight I'm gonna do that, get the fitting in there, and get that all squared away. I'm going to, I had a, here's my oil pressure manual feed that comes from my, down there. In some of the earlier videos, I have a video of me installing this, which is a good one. It's outside when the weather was still nice. I have to get a new one of these because there's a defect in it. I don't know why, but there was a defect in it, and it leaked. And I did it right because I've done hundreds of these, and it's just like something wrong with it. I don't know, but so I got to get a new one of these. I'm gonna go get a real one, not some cheap crap. You know, I'm gonna go get a real one from Lawson or somebody. So I get the oil pressure done. I'm gonna drill and tap that tonight, get that done. And then here are my fuse boxes. I got relayed key hot, which is here, it's relayed there. Key hot, and then this is battery hot over here. Fuse boxes that I've installed here on top of my factory fuse box. So I'll be able to have wire the gauges in. They want 5 amp fuse. So I'll put 2 5 amp fuses in here to run the power to the gauges. Then, after I'm done there, my O2 wideband wiring harness goes that way. So tonight, I'm gonna try and drill and tap this, but they want it 18 inches from your merge point, from where both exhaust gases come together, which that is basically right here, so right before the turbo. So 18 inches from there. This is, say, 5 or maybe 6 inches. So then we gotta do another 12 inches. So I'm thinking somewhere in this area we're gonna have to weld in our bung at least 18 inches. They want it on a 10-degree angle at least. In this angle, if I weld it straight here, it'll be at a 10-degree angle. The reason why they want so water will drip off it. So I think we'll be good there. I just don't know how it's going to react with the exhaust flow hitting it constantly. I think they want it more like this. So the exhaust, you know what I mean? I guess I could go like that, but yeah, I think and we might have to go like here on a little bit of an angle. And that might be a little bit more friendly to drill, because I have a right angle drill. It might be a little more friendly to drill and TIG weld if it was mounted here or here or some, you know what I mean? I haven't quite decided yet. It still might end up right here, because you know what I mean? That should be fine right there, right here. But that's gonna be a pain in the ass to TIG weld back here. So who knows? Maybe it might be getting MIG welded. This is mild steel, it don't matter. So that's getting done tonight. So I figured I'd just give you an update video today. A little teaser on what went on last night. Sorry, you know, last night's, folks, I'm sorry. I just got involved with watching TV and working at the same time. I should have got more video footage on me putting that all together, but it's fairly simple. You just grab that piece of plastic A-pillar thing, it pulls out and pushes right back in. And then I'd used 4 self-tap Allen head screws, which like that. These are, when we do bed liners at work, I have thousands of them. They give you different screws to put the bed liner in, so I save all of them. I got thousands of them, and they're clean looking. You know, this whole piece just pulls right out. Just grab it and it comes right out. No taking the dash apart, none of that. No taking any of this apart. Just fucking grab it and pull it. So that's that. There's the wiring I was talking about. That's for your mode switch you know, like it's on the stock shifter, that won't be getting used. Mill light, that needs to be wired up to here to the check engine light. Or I'm just gonna put a bulb in, maybe put a bulb here or something for a check engine light. What's I don't know what those two, the yellow and that light brown is. I'm not sure. I already did my class 2 data. It's tied in. Class 2 data is pretty cool because it talks, believe it or not, the Silverado computer talks to the Colorado body computer. And all my gauges, well, I shouldn't say all, but my coolant, my oil light, because it doesn't have a gauge, it's got oil idiot light, that works. My tack works. I don't know about the speed sensor, but I'd have to say, I'm thinking if I need a speed sensor, because this transmission came out of a 4-wheel drive truck and the speed sensor must have been on the transfer case, so this has a blank spot for it, got a block off plug in it. I need to get a speed sensor, plug it in, and then wire it with a pigtail up to the ECM. I'm pretty sure once I do that, that my speedometer will work as well. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure. But so there you go. There's the gauge installed. Boom, 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 boom. All in, mounted, screwed in, ain't going nowhere. Bulbs are in it. Wiring's done. Wiring is all ran. This needs to be tied in. And I am decided that I am going to move the battery. This has been a topic from day one on what I was going to do with this fucking battery. I am going to move it. It is going to go behind the back seat. Okay, I'm going to make a mount back there for it. I'll put a battery box or something back there, and then I am putting that back there so I can get this. Once I get that, this battery's out of here, this computer will lay flat, and all of this wiring, all these harnesses and all this stuff will be tucked into the fender, and you'll see very little of it. It'll look a lot cleaner, and it'll just look a lot better. Because right now it looks like a hot mess because there's just shit everywhere right here. But, you know, there's nothing you can really do about it. It's just the way it is, you know? So that's what's going to happen. I'll tape up some more wiring. But, you know, I've tried to go as clean as possible. But the computer head right here, the head of the computer, it looks like that stock. You know, they might tape it up a little cleaner up to like to here and here and here. But it still looks like that stock. So, you gotta, so I'm just going to do like they do. Bury it and hide it. It's typical GM. And that's it. So there's your, oh, I also got to install an overflow. Because when I was running it the other day, there was water dripping from here. So I put this damn hose on here and just put it down to a catch can. But yeah, this needs to be, I got to take this and we're going to run it through this little holder here. That's in the factory thing. I have some zip ties with Christmas trees on them. I think there's already one in here. There's one right here. That's factory for the factory hose, because the factory water jug and stuff goes here, and your washer jug goes here. But it's got a big, huge air cleaner thing that was in here, so that's all gone. So we're gonna put my overflow here, and who knows? Maybe I'll get a washer jug and hook that back up. You know, the things here. I got a couple aftermarket pumps. They're EC Delco, believe it or not, but I have a couple of those floating around, and here's the control wiring for it to make it work. So there's always that, but right now that's the last thing on my mind. I got to get that O2 sensor in, get those gauges wired, so I can finish that and be done with it. I got a lot of half dones, is what I call, or 3/4 dones. Like, some stuff is 3/4 of the way finished. It just needs to be addressed. I'm going to make another list of what I need to do. And then when I have that list of things that need to be done, we're going to just take a couple nights and bang them all out. And then this thing will be ready to drive. I wanted that to be my goal for this past Sunday, but it just wasn't in the cards. I didn't have a speed sensor. I just couldn't do it. I just dropped the ball, and I'm sorry. But that is our goal. And I got to put those in. So that's another thing on my list I got to do. So I'm leaving everything, as you can see, out on the cowl, which this has to get returned today. So that's not going on a cowl. But yes, leaving everything out on a cowl and everything like this so I can make my list and apply it. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done to make this thing good and ready. Like the boost controller head needs to be installed, put in a sync. Let me show you that. Let's go over that for a minute while I can give you the update. Okay. Okay, you look. Oh, and by the way, I bought another one of these. I bought a blue one that's got a mint interior in it, but it's a bigger shitbox than this thing is. So, but the interior's mint. So, I bought another one of those, and who knows? Maybe I'll just fix that one and put it as a stock LS non-turbo in it. Who knows? Okay, back on track. This has a double din radio in it. This volume knob is literally stuck. It's free to a certain point, a little bit, but it's so bad. It's like scratchy, 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 and then you hear music, and then scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. So this is out of here. I'm gonna buy just not gonna put no audio system in this thing. I'm just going to put a single din, this regular radio in it. Something with a 3.5 jack, so I can use my iPhone to play music. So that's gonna go in there. But I am gonna get a double din holder, or maybe one with a pocket or something, because I'm gonna end up cutting it. So the radio is gonna take half of this, and I am going to take my boost controller, which is that I got from Dale Follett. He's twistedbuilds.com. He built this for me, and that is gonna go right there, or whatever's right side up. I think this is the way it goes here. So that is gonna go in the dash there. So I can just reach over and go whoop, and turn up boost if I want it. So I can take it from 5 pounds of boost up to fucking 20 if I want, or 30. But yeah, he custom made this for me. He sells them, but there's some stuff that I wanted done that he did for me that I wanted programmed into it. So, but he did a fantastic job, man. This guy he's a genius. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, you guys never seen the starter button install. That's there. I would start it with the oil pressure lines off, but yeah, you hit the key, hit the button, boom, fires up. So here's your update video. Little rambling. Let me get rid of this light, shut it off. Little rambling. It's in the morning. I've had 2 cups of coffee today so far. But shutting everything down, and tonight I will start filming some more stuff. I gotta make the list. There's a lot of stuff, one thing I am not gonna do here, I'm gonna do it at work, so I'm gonna have to baby it to get it to the work, is putting the Walbro 450 in the tank. My buddy Fran at work used to own a Colorado, and he had a brand new fuel pump sending unit, and which is the same one that's in my truck. So I'm going to do the swap right here, get it all prepped and ready to go. And then when I get to work, it's a matter of dropping the tank, dropping this in, stock fuel feed. It's different than, I don't know if you guys watched Sloppy Mechanics, Matt, when he did his LSX. The first build, he had complete problems with his fuel feed because of his stock hat. His stock hat was there was the plastic one, and it was super restricted. It was like a, yeah, it caused him to blow one motor, maybe two. But yeah, he shows video on how badly restricted it is. This is not that. This is a metal one, and it is straight 3/8 from there all the way. It's just a short little 3/8 shot, and I won't be using this plastic. I'm going to be cutting that off, and it's going to be straight fuel line, real fuel line, off the pump to the thing, off the pump to the regulator, and then on up. But yeah, so I got to do this. I'm going to do the mods, everything for it right here, and then we'll install it when I go to work, because I don't feel like laying on my back, and I'm not cutting a hole in the bed. It's crossed my mind more than once. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to... There's a couple different ways you could do it, really. You could take the bed off, which I think is actually easier than dropping the tank. Or, which I could possibly do that here. Back the truck in, 4 straps, use a ceiling winch, and pick the bed right up. That, I could do that right in here. That would be no sweat. But you have to loosen all the bed bolts. They have to all come out. Yada, yada, yada. Long story short, going to work and just taking the 2 straps and dropping the tank is probably the best way to do it. But who knows? There's a lot of variables. So, Slate and Rambletron. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.